Welcome to Inside the Weight Room. Today, Ryley and I, we're going to get a lift in, and then we're also going to talk about hockey and hockey development and what we see happening right now in the hockey world and things that need to be fixed.
Fight for it.
Let's get to it, eh?
Oh, let's get to work.
So, obviously you go on Instagram.
All the time, probably more than I should.
And you see stuff all the time, and kids are training, kids are putting the work in. One thing that I notice though is these younger kids, and we're talking about kids under the age of 13, right? They're just starting out in their development.
Yeah.
Is they're doing very advanced stuff for their age, right? As a whole, it's not that advanced. However, for their age, it is.
Yeah.
And so I know, with your background, with training in hockey and everything as well. Why do you think? What's the rush? I guess is the real question.
I guess probably, like you say, you hit the nail on the head right away. It's they're on Instagram. Either they're on Instagram or their parents are on Instagram, and they see it, and they're like, "Well, I think the pros are doing this. I should get my kid doing this," or I see everybody else doing this. My kid is ready for it.
Yeah.
But they don't really know what goes into getting ready for it. So they probably just jump in and it's just jumping around. How hard could it be?
Yeah, they're doing it on the playground anyways. Why not train this as well?
Oh, all kids are doing plyos. They're doing it naturally. It's in their environment. It's yeah, that's great, but that's play. If you want to get into structured training, and the kids are well, I'm going to jump over hurdles, and I'm going to do these single leg hops, and direction changes, and all that kind of stuff, but they don't have any tensile strength or any integrity there.
Yeah.
It's like jumping around as a wet noodle. And so they don't have the foundation, I think. So I think the rush is to look like you're doing something that's really challenging.
The perceived, I'm getting better. Because a plyometric is a great exercise, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
It's something we do with our older athletes and our more developed athletes.
100%.
However, when you rush that process, we'll see kids come in and their movement quality is terrible because they're trying to do something they don't quite have the tools for yet.
Yeah, and I'd say it's like task completion.
Yeah.
The goal is to just to finish something. You're okay, I'm gonna jump through these 6 hurdles and I'm gonna stick the landing by any means necessary.
Yeah.
But it's you don't actually have any of the foundational strength there to actually do that properly.
Yeah.
So when, say, an athlete who's been training a bunch, say they're 10, 11, 12, and they've been doing this for a couple of years relatively unsupervised, they'll come into us with a disordered movement pattern. And so now we're undoing all of that perceived development.
Yeah.
And now we have to start back at square one and do the foundational stuff.
Well, I look at it as an investment all the time. So these kids, they're investing their time, they're investing their energy. Their parents are obviously investing financially for them to get better, which is incredible. And when they don't do the right stuff in the right order, now their return on their investment is very low.
Yeah.
And not that a kid would understand this analogy. If you're investing $1,000 in the stock market, you don't want to earn $10 on it.
No.
You'd rather earn 100.
Yeah.
It's the same $1,000, so why not get more return on that?
Better value for
Better
money.
value.
Yeah.
And training's the same way. You're doing all this stuff, yet your value back isn't where it needs to be. And you're putting in the energy. So you're spending that.
Yeah, you're not getting that back. And they always one of the things I try and mention is energy applied in the wrong direction is actually going to take you further from your goal.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that whole idea. It's I could be spinning my wheels and getting further and further from where I want to go, but I'm sure as heck putting in a lot of effort.
Yeah. Well, and then the frustration from that too, as a parent, you're watching your kid on the ice and you're man, why aren't they, performing better than they are considering how much they're doing? Right, so now the first thought is let's do more box jumps.
Yeah, so it's I'm obviously not doing enough.
Yeah, so I got to do more, and then the frustration, the uncertainty, the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, I just think that you tend to skip that step, that the foundation, because it's not it's not sexy.
No,
it's
no.
not fun. It's
No,
not
it's boring.
something that you're gonna put on Instagram.
If I don't have my workout written out, then I don't know what I'm doing. So
Yeah.
everything's planned.
And the tough part is like I made it, so I know that it's in there. And so like you'd think that after 4 weeks of the same block, I would know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Can I take this box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, like you said, like the boring stuff.
Yeah.
Doing the boring things over and over again is how you get better.
Yep, 100%. And I had this conversation in the weight room the other day too, talking about why there's so many athletes that expect so much variety or so much change so frequently.
Yeah.
And then I think about my own training. I'm like, well, would I expect myself to do a new program every 4 weeks? And would I expect myself to just like absolutely blow the doors off my own development and be like, wow, I've developed so far in these 4 weeks that this workout doesn't work for me anymore?
Yeah.
It's like, no, there's no way, right? So there needs to be a bit of a trust option.
Well,
And like a commitment to the program. Like you gotta trust the process.
yeah, and like 4 weeks, like these kids, they'll change things up daily,
Which
weekly.
is crazy. I don't have
And
that.
so if you, like, once again, depends on where you are in your development. Like if you're, let's say, a 5th year NHL pro, you might be able to get away with doing something like that undulating periodization where every week is different.
Yeah, but even just saying those words to a kid, they're like, what the?
Yeah. And these kids, like, because their bodies forget so quickly, right?
Yeah.
They do something 1 week, the next week their body's already forgotten that. So when they want to build, they have to literally like do the same thing over and over again with smart progression,
Building foundation.
building foundations that over time they've now learned a good pattern. What
Yeah.
we see and what we talked about is these kids are just doing like random stuff, trying to like just accomplish things they don't have the tools for, and they do them over and over again, and now they learn a bad pattern.
Yeah, and then you're just building on top of a weak foundation. And it's so challenging to undo all of that damage. I've had to do it myself, right? Like you get an injury, you develop poor movement patterns around that injury, and now suddenly you don't get to do any of the fun stuff,
Yeah.
and you got to go back and do stuff like this to rebuild that strength, and it's tough. And I mean, we're lucky. We work with great athletes. We work with great coaches, and they say it all the time. Is like the best athletes do the boring stuff perfectly,
Yeah.
and they do it all the time.
Yeah, and they understand the value of it, so they want to do it because they know
Yeah.
it gets them better.
No, exactly. And that's kind of like,
Like this, like I absolutely hate this exercise
yeah,
because it's so freaking hard.
Yeah.
And I'm terrible at it.
but you got to do it.
I got to do it because I know it's good for me.
Yep. And that's one of those things. That it's like, another thing is like you got to expect to be bad at stuff. Like when you first start out, you have to expect to be like learning all of this stuff for the first time. And even I've been doing chin-ups for however many years.
Yeah.
It's still a humbling experience, and I still have to lock in every time.
Yeah.
And I still have to think about it. And I'm like, okay, where am I going to set my shoulders? Where am I going to pull from? It's all those things. But if I didn't have the foundation and build the strength first, I probably wouldn't even attempt to do these, right? And I still keep my volume in a place where I know I'm doing my reps perfectly.
Well, like you said, you gotta be comfortable with sucking at something if you want to get better.
Yeah, that's the first step, right? The first step from being like, getting sort of okay at something
Yeah.
is being relatively bad at it.
Yeah, big time. Okay, I gotta set this bench up over here. Well, like, obviously, like what we're doing, well, you're doing more of a functional day than I am.
I got some bench in there still.
My today is, I'm retired and I can do what I want to do day, where I would never get one of our guys to do this.
No, but we talk about that with how much I run, right?
Yeah.
Like I run 3 to 4 days a week, and I log 25K or so a week, but I'm not going to make that recommendation to our athletes ever.
No, because you understand.
I'm retired.
Well, and you understand, you're like, this is great for me and my goals.
Yeah.
This isn't great for the goals of the kids that we're working with.
Exactly.
And I also like, too much of this industry is like coaches are influenced by what they like.
Oh, for sure.
And, so if you're an power lifter, bodybuilder, whatever, like naturally you're just going to be influenced by that because you've spent so much time in it and you see the value in it. The problem is you're like, these guys are hockey players.
Yeah, they could do this and this will make them better. It just so happens that it's going to make me better.
Yeah.
If I get better at it. Yeah, that's why it's hard to you got to put away your biases a little bit. You
got to put them away 100% and look at what's the greater good for this hockey player, for this client. And then not all hockey players are the same because you might have some kids, right, coming back to that development piece, naturally they're just really quick. Their stride turnover is just naturally really fast.
Yeah.
So
can't approach them the same.
No, so you're like, well, that kid clearly doesn't need to work on that. They probably need to work on strength and power.
Yeah.
But then you have the flip side of that kid who can produce a lot of power, they're crazy strong, and they just can't turn their feet over. You're like, hey, well, you need to train different.
Well, my favorite thing to do, or at least to visualize for the athletes, is talking about the buckets. What bucket do you need to fill? If you've got a strength bucket, you've got a speed bucket, if you're going to be quick-footed and have that good turnover, then great. You already have that. That bucket's almost full.
Yeah.
So am I going to keep pouring water into that bucket?
No,
I'll probably pour it into that strength bucket.
Yeah.
And it goes for multiple buckets.
And then as your buckets start to get closer to the top, you're like, now let's make a bigger bucket.
Let's get a bigger bucket. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But it's there's the term long-term athletic development for a reason.
Oh, 100%.
Because you have to start at the appropriate stages. I always relate this to math. So in the school system,
you lost me in math.
If you're 10 years old, so that what puts you in grade 4? No.
I have no idea.
Grade 5. I should know. Logan's gonna be there next year.
Well, there you go.
So right now, he's learning his multiplications. So he's not. Imagine all of a sudden you're like, you know what? Here's some algebra.
Get bent.
Yeah, they're not ready for it because they haven't learned the previous step.
Yeah. So
and then all of a sudden he goes to grade 5. They're like, you know what? We haven't really done a lot of algebra, but here's some calculus for you.
It's great, cool. I have absolutely no idea what's happening.
Yeah, why is the alphabet amongst these numbers?
Yeah, exactly. Right, it's my different language. It's like if I tried to go take algebra right now.
Yeah, and so with athletic development, it's like these kids, they're just learning, their basic arithmetic and basic multiplication, and then it's like, okay, sweet, now let's go to the next thing. You're like, no, they haven't like truly understood what they're doing. Like they need more of this, and this is what's actually going to get them better, because the goal at the end of the day is to make them better hockey players.
Yeah, and that's it. Like that's the question we ask the kids all the time. Like, you trying to get better at lifting weights? You're trying to get better at hockey. And you're like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get better at hockey. I gotta take this sweater off. I'm like stuck.
Yeah, because like,
Hold on.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's just one of those things, right? It's like, what are your outcome goals? Are you trying to get better at the sport you play? Or are you trying to get better in the gym? Well, for me, I'm trying to get better in the gym because I'm retired. So it doesn't matter. But my goals and their goals are going to be different.
Yeah.
Turn this off. Okay. Certainly. Probably. That way? Oh, yeah.
So you might stick the square inside your shirt.
Done? Okay, sweet. There we go. Don't put me with too much technology. I'm not going to get it.
Well, that's good. You had the sweater. You're warming up.
Exactly. So now I have accomplished my goal.
Well, then here's like the next thing that we're seeing, and it's not as prevalent in the public.
Yeah.
And how many 18 on the low end, 18 to like 25, 26-year-olds do we know who are having orthopedic like surgery to clean up like hips
Yeah.
and some knees, but mostly hips?
It's brutal.
And
It's
you're like-
something I thought like we had like kind of one of those outcomes that I never expected to see so early.
Yeah.
But it's overuse, right? Like,
It's overused from a young age, and it finally catches up to you where, maybe those athletes don't end up having to need that till they're like 35 and, they're on like the verge of retirement. Instead, they're like, haven't even started their pro career.
and they're getting new shoulders and new hips.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that like injury prevention is a huge hot topic, but I don't necessarily believe like that's the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
Just trying to be like, oh, this is an injury prevention movement. It's like, well, no, every injury prevention movement is actually just like
A
good
move.
strength and stability movement.
Yeah.
And it's going to make you better, make you stronger, make you more stable.
Yeah.
And therefore less likely to be put in a position that's going to lead you to being injured.
Yeah, you're like we're building resiliency.
Well, there's nothing I can do that's like, oh yeah, now you're not going to get hurt.
No.
We're dealing with hockey players, man. It's a contact sport, male or female. You guys are going into corners
Yeah.
and you're going to battle for pucks. There's nothing I can do in the weight room that's going to make you bulletproof. I'm going to try.
So you look at obviously the game injuries happen. We know that.
Yep.
Now you're like, it could be something that maybe keeps you in the lineup for like a day or two, or it
Or-
keeps you in the lineup for like 2 to 3 weeks or longer. And
Yeah.
that comes down to like your training coming into it.
Yeah, and like, you can't train if like you're hurt.
Nope.
You can't put points up if you're not playing. And so we're trying to minimize the amount of time. I mean, it's a funny thing. Hold on, I gotta lock it. It's a funny thing to say because we're talking about like overuse and all that kind of stuff. It's like, well, I don't want you to take time off the ice from being hurt.
Yeah.
And you're gonna get hurt if you do too much.
Yeah. You're like, I want you to take time off the ice because we've planned that recovery component.
Yeah.
We've structured in the time for you to be off the ice.
Yeah.
So like mentally you can end up getting, a refresher where you're like, now I can't wait to get back.
And it's one of those things that we talked about, like with my shoulder and me pushing through what I thought was like, linear progression.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as linear progression, right? You talk about all those charts that you see on success, and everybody thinks it's going to go like, oh, I started here,
Yeah.
and then I just went
Like
up from
just
there.
like every day I got better.
I just got better every day.
I mean, the stock market does the same thing. It never goes down.
Yeah, and everybody thinks, well, I'm going to put my money in this and it's just going to skyrocket. It's like, it might long term, but it's not going to look like that short term. There's going to be dips and peaks and valleys. I look at it as like an accordion sometimes. Like, I'm going to stretch it out with a lot of good development, and then it's going to kind of accordion back together with some recovery, rehab, prehab, whatever you want to call it, and then progression again.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that you're not doing something. You're very structured and strategic with what you're doing.
It's built in.
It's built in.
And then you might feel so good that you're almost pissed that you have that
Yeah,
structured deload week, like, oh, I'm so ready to keep going.
yeah,
But then I learned from myself is that if I give myself terrible advice sometimes, and I'm like, yeah, just let's push through it.
yeah. And then
But-
you try, and you're like, oh, I should have taken that week.
I should have taken that week, and now I'm behind again.
Yeah.
And like, it's hard to take your own medicine.
Yes, it's much easier to prescribe. Because
Yeah.
I think naturally we just feel like, oh, like we're different.
I can handle it.
I can handle it.
I'm an anomaly,
No, that's one thing that I've definitely
and I'm not.
learned over the years personally is just like, yeah, I still feel good. I know I could probably push another week. I don't need to. So I do take that time.
Yeah.
And man, like this is like, I just started doing this in the last like 3 years, so.
So I'm technically
You're ahead of the
I'm ahead of
curve.
the game. Okay, good.
And then by doing that, you're like, now I come back after that week and I'm actually stronger. I'm more powerful, even though I've taken, when I say a week off, it's like you come in, you're just doing different things.
Still training. Yeah.
Still training, just you're taking that stress off the joints, off your nervous system. And then you come back, you're like, oh, wow, I'm way stronger.
Yeah, and then I think that's a hard thing to get kids to understand too. It's like, well, this isn't even hard. I'm like, it's supposed to be different. Not everything has to be a 10 out of 10.
That's, don't get me started on that.
That's a whole nother.
Oh, I didn't sweat today. You're like, yeah, great. That wasn't the objective.
Oh, I'm not sore. Like, that doesn't matter. I made a post about that the other day because I'm like, so many people are like, well, what's happening? Like, are my workouts not good enough anymore? Like, I'm not sore the next day. I'm like, well, most of the time that soreness just comes from a new stimulus, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm doing this exercise for the first time.
Yeah.
And now I'm sore.
Yeah.
And then people are like, oh, that exercise must be unreal. It's like, well, it's probably a good exercise, but you just never done it. So now you're fighting for your life trying to like keep stability in that joint or whatever it is. And so you think the next day you wake up really sore, you're like, oh, that's the workout for me now.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to do that forever.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, no, you just haven't done it. So it's going to come off as a bit challenging.
Well, last week, prime example, I was like, oh, it's Monday. I'll like revamp my program for the next few weeks. So did a bunch of hopping sticks.
Yeah.
3 days. My glutes were so freaking sore. Like I couldn't walk. Didn't touch a single weight. And I was like, oh my God.
You're like, I'm cooked.
Yeah, I'm absolutely cooked. This week, do the exact same workout, add a little bit of volume to it, so like slight overload progression, and my glutes are slightly tender. So
you're like, oh, okay. So I wasn't ready for that quite yet.
yeah, and now it's not as if like, oh, that's a bad workout. It's just that my body now has adapted nice and quick, and I'm still getting the benefits.
100%.
And then he also reinforces the fact you're like, oh, it's good that my glutes are firing and doing the job they're supposed to do to help stabilize me in all these positions.
Yeah.
So that's a good thing. It's a good sign.
You're like, okay, at least I know they're working. Like,
Yeah.
Like a lot of the time, like, oh, how do I get my glutes to fire? It's like, dude, that's gonna be
Just try and control your body.
that's gonna be a long road, brother.
Oh yeah, I gotta do these things.
And for me, like we talked about, like trying to back off and try not to get hurt. It's like awaiting shoulder surgery. I'm like, there's only so much that I can do, and if I push past that, I'm setting myself up for failure.
Yeah.
So I have to come off, have to come back, and plan something else. But we can still pull.
Well, it's also not avoiding it. We're like, oh, I guess I can't do anything.
No, that's like such a pet peeve. Like, oh, I'm hurt. Like, I'm just gonna stay home or I'm gonna miss team practice. And it's like, well, are you assuming you can't get anything out of this? Like, it's a hard mental reframe to be like, I'm hurt, but now this is actually an opportunity to work on something else. Oh, my lower body's hurt?
Yeah.
Okay, great. I'm gonna work through some shoulder mobility here.
Yeah.
Because I neglect it.
Well, there's always something that needs to get better,
Yeah.
right? And it's easy to, like you said, forget about that like little stuff.
For sure. There's only so many hours in a day, right?
Yeah.
Something's getting missed.
And then so when you end up, unfortunately, having a little bit of a tweak, then you're like, okay, now this is opportunity for me to take care of that other stuff that I was neglecting, so I can then get better.
Yeah.
Like as a whole, like right, that big, it's a kinetic chain. So literally, like you're a giant chain. You're like, which one of these links is the weakest?
Yeah.
How do I improve that one? Because you're only as strong as that weak link.
Yeah.
So like once again, coming back to, okay, I'm super fast with my feet. Comes natural to me. I'm just gonna do more of that training. One, I like it because I'm good at it.
Yeah.
And two, I think because I get success from this thing already, if I do more of it, I'll just get more success.
It's like that self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm fast. And so I like that. I like being fast. So I'm going to work on it because then I'm going to get better at it.
Yeah.
And it's like kind of like a feedback loop.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah.
you're always working the thing that you're good at and getting better at that thing.
Yeah.
Instead of working on the thing that you're kind of junk at.
Well, yeah, because you're like, you never want to forget, like, hey, my strengths are my strengths, right? I can't, like, lose sight of that.
Yeah.
However, if my weakness is don't get stronger, I'm going to suck.
Because you're not bringing up the bottom.
No, exactly. You have to bring the bottom up.
Yeah.
And, you know, that be comfortable with sucking at something, be comfortable with being bad at something, and almost embracing that and then working at it, and then just watch how much better you become as a hockey player as a whole.
Well, everything else comes up too.
Yeah.
Like, it's an easy example is like me doing chin-ups versus pull-ups. Bringing pull-ups back into the mix, knowing I'm terrible at them, doing those for 4 weeks, and then doing my chin-ups again, and being like, holy, I should have been doing this the whole time.
Yeah.
Because then I can actually improve even more rapidly because I'm bringing everything up. All those additional things that are working are getting better at the same time, and I'm actually able to improve more. But I'm still going to do bench because it's my favorite thing. But right now I want to be doing barbell bench, but
Instead, you'll press 70s
instead
on
I'll
incline.
press 70s and
Yeah.
just have a good time and hopefully protect my shoulder, protect the long head of my bicep. And when I go into surgery, I won't be a complete mess in there.
Do you want to ask what happened to Ryley?
Right, what happened to your shoulder again?
Last year of junior, racing for a puck in the corner, I was out of position, so I was like trying to get back, and first man to the puck, and then just got smushed into the wall, and arm went back, full body went forward,
Yeah.
and then tore through my labrum on that posterior side, and then I fractured my clavicle,
Oh, yeah.
like 3 inches from that, like that articulating joint.
Yeah.
So it was a bit of a mess, but
But they didn't have to, like, plate it
they
or
no
screw
played it, but
Yeah.
they couldn't really do anything for it. So they're like, well, if you leave it, it'll heal,
Yeah.
and it'll heal in the right spot. And then a year and a half later, I did surgery on that, and then it recovered pretty well for a long time. But I guess the more load I've put into the joint over the years, and maybe there's been instability there.
That's been what? That was 15 years ago?
12, yeah.
12, yeah.
12 years ago, getting old.
I mean, so you're like, it's pretty good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but now the tear is anterior to posterior, so it's like that top side. So it's what they call a slap tear.
Slap tear, yeah.
So that top side, front to back, has a tear in it, and then there's also a minor tear in like the infraspinatus. So stability is not my forte right now.
Yeah, yeah.
But I had the MRI done, and I'm just waiting for a date.
For the call.
I tried to do everything that I could to stop it from happening, like to stop having to get surgery.
Yeah.
And like, if I wasn't in this
You
field,
didn't actually like re-tear it. It just basically the attachment has started to let go.
starting to deteriorate
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really come up with an instance, like a mechanism of
Yeah.
injury, as
Yeah.
they would call it, besides like me walking my dog and her pulling my arm behind my back, which would be a bit embarrassing. But so now I've had to take all my own advice that I think is so good and so great, and then in practice, I'm like, holy, what a pain in the ass. So, but we try and work around it the best we can and not get weak or complacent or complain too much.
Yeah.
Woe is me.
Well, and then, I mean, injuries suck. Like, no one likes injuries. If you can look at the bright side of any situation, right? The one is it forces you to work on the little stuff
Yep.
that you're probably neglecting. And then 2, it really reinforces the importance of the quality of every repetition.
Yeah.
Because if you have sloppy reps with an injury, you're going to feel it every single rep. Now you're like, well, if I set the shoulder properly and I do these rows exactly how they're meant to be done, I don't feel any discomfort. Like, it's an automatic and
Feedback.
instant feedback.
Yeah.
So when you think of these young kids training and they're just trying to get through stuff, you're like, eventually the straw will break the camel's back.
Yeah, it's not always going to be just like that one thing where you can look back and be like,
That was
I
it.
messed this up and now I'm hurt.
Yeah.
It's going to be a big group of things, an accumulation of things. Coming back too soon, putting force through it too early.
Putting force through in the wrong angles.
Yeah. Which
Hey.
I mean, I guess you know what? It's funny. It brings us like right back to that loop where we start talking about foundations and quality of movement.
Yeah.
And if I had bad quality of movement, all of this stuff would hurt.
Yeah.
Like the second I don't pull my scat back, it's gonna feel terrible.
Yeah.
I'm gonna feel stretched and
Yeah.
imbalanced and
Yeah,
all that kind of
and
stuff.
weak. You're
Weak,
like, no,
yeah.
I'm like not weak here. And then when you focus on, okay, what's the number I'm lifting?
Yeah, who cares? That's your problem.
Then that's your focus. So then you're like, oh, as long as the dumbbell's a little bit bigger and a little bit heavier, that's all I care about. And it doesn't matter how it gets up. Rather than, once again, you're like, you will not win or lose a puck battle from the gym. Now, can the gym help you if done properly? Yes. You only win or lose them on the ice. So if that strength never actually follows you to the ice and transfers there and allows you to be strong on the ice, then you're like, who freaking cares?
Yeah.
Like your return on your investment's so low.
And like that can be frustrating as a strength coach because like you want everybody to see all like you're like, oh no, this guy has huge value because he's making me strong. And
Yeah.
that's
I can
making
go
me
around
better.
telling people like I now do this.
Yeah, exactly. But in reality, there's a ton of athletes out there that come in and they do what they need to do and they get stuff done.
Yeah.
But like if you ask them like to be super honest and you were like, where do you see the difference? They might be like, maybe my first 2 strides.
Yeah.
And as a strength coach, you gotta be like, okay, great.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I'm winning a few more puck races and I'm winning a few more battles and I don't get quite as fatigued late in the third.
Yeah, okay, awesome. Those
You're
are
like-
all quantitative.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We've done our job. Can you spot me on this?
Yeah, 100%. What are you going for?
The goal is 6.
Do you need help up or no?
No.
Am I skinny enough to get through here? Yep.
I feel like I've taken enough rest. I should be able to do this.
Yeah, I'm just talking too much. Yep. There you go. You got it. Yeah, good battle. One more. Big drive. Press. Fight for it. Fight for it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm never touching that bar
No, I'll yell at you.
unless it goes down. Oh.
Thanks, buddy.
You're welcome. Good job. I'll yell at you. Yeah, I believe it. Don't waste my reps.
I got this.
That's why I'm always like, I'm not gonna touch it. You don't have to waste the energy and be like, I got it. I'm like, I know you got it. Like, I'm not gonna touch it until your life is threatened.
Until it's going in the opposite direction.
Even then, I'm gonna wait a little bit and be like, okay, does he have it? He might. Worth it to find out.
Yeah, like, well, your eccentric strength, that lowering strength, should be twice as strong as your pressing strength. So like, you're like, if I can't press this up,
I can at least control it down.
I can at least like gently control this down to my chest and slowly suffocate myself.
Yeah.
Instead of,
The other day when you were on the field with one of the groups and I was doing barbell, I'm like, well, I might be dead here.
I hope he hears me.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna put clips on just in case I get stuck.
Yeah.
So like even now, like even 2 weeks out, like I was
Yeah.
complaining about my shoulder. Like it took that time off, gradually worked my way back. I can feel it a tiny bit.
Yeah.
So now that's me knowing, okay, like that's it. I'm not gonna go past that, because if I do, then I'm just gonna reset.
Yeah, and it's always harder when you're in it, right? When you're in the forest, all you see is trees. Like you don't know you're in a forest, right?
Yeah.
You're just like, you just see trees. And you can have that 30,000 foot view. That's why it's important to have a coach. You can talk to them about it. Not that I'm your coach, however, we're colleagues.
Yeah.
So we discuss things all the time. you're like, what's going on? You're like, just take a week. It seems really big in the moment.
Yeah.
When you take that week, you're like, oh, that was really nothing, right? If I look at my even yearly training plan, you're like, that's 1 out of 52.
Well, and like it's a hell of a lot shorter.
That's like 1.8%
Yeah.
that I've taken off.
Way shorter than it would be if you tried to push through it and be like, well, I can't sacrifice that week.
Yeah.
And then you go in and you push past it and shocker, you're wasting 4 weeks.
Yeah. And the problem with the 4-week waste is now you're limited even more to what you can do. Where when you strategically take that week, then you're able to do like 95% of the stuff you want to do. Yeah. If you push it too hard, now you're like, I got to sit for 4 weeks. You're like, probably can only do 50% of what I want to do.
So it's not on your terms anymore.
No.
Right? I think that like that mental side of things.
Perfect term.
It's like, okay, I'm going to take my time with this and I'm going to structure this time off. And now I'm the one that's in control.
Yeah.
Whereas like if you don't do that, something is going to force your hand.
Yeah.
And you're the same way. Like you hate having things that you can't control.
Control, yeah.
Have a hand in at least.
Yeah.
Because then you're at the mercy of just like waiting, and it sucks. That stagnation, it feels terrible.
Yeah. Well,
So-
you feel helpless, right?
Well, yeah, at least on that week off, like I was still training and I was doing different stuff,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'll work in a different plane of movement, keep the pain at a 2 out of 10,
Yeah.
and then I can come back.
Yeah. And it's your terms, your choice. So now there's no frustration.
Yeah.
There's no negative energy.
Yeah. Well, and then you come back and you do that thing again, and you're like, oh, I didn't miss anything.
No.
Whereas if you have 4 weeks, that's tangible loss. You're gonna notice that.
Yeah. Oh, without
come
a
back
doubt.
worse.
And then you're pissed off the entire time. Throughout the 4 weeks, you're like, oh, maybe today's a good day to try it again. And they're like, ah, shit, I slightly tweaked it again.
And you're like, oh.
Now I've probably added another week to my sentence.
Yeah, you're like, oh, back to square one. Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just like, that just creates so much frustration. And then with all that negative energy, that like reduces your strength, that reduces your motivation, discipline, like all of it. And it's a big negative spiral effect.
Well, yeah, and then you start looking at those other things that like are related to that too. You're like, oh, I'm pissed off. Now my sleep is bad. Now I'm not sleeping good. Now I'm hungry, so I'm not eating great.
Yeah.
And you're like this depression spiral.
All because you didn't want to have it on your terms.
Yeah, you just didn't want to take a break.
Yeah. That's the thing, it's not even a break. You're like, I'm just doing something different.
Yeah.
And I'm not being weak by avoiding this thing. I'm being smart by avoiding this thing. So it's like shifting that mental perspective.
Yeah. And that's a big thing, is how you look at things. But it's like it's hard to get athletes to think like that, because a lot, especially younger athletes, because they haven't reached their goal.
No.
I think like with us working with the pros a lot, they're where they always wanted to be.
Yeah.
Some of them have been there for quite some time.
Yeah.
You know, you work with some veterans that have been in the pro league for 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
And you can look at their training as like very different, right? Like
Yeah.
they know what it takes to be there, and they know how important the recovery is. So they'll like step in and step out, and they'll work with us on deload weeks, and they understand it. Whereas maybe some of our youth athletes and our junior players are like, well, I'm not at my goal yet. Why would I take a break?
Yeah, and that's like, it's a good mindset to have, because if you're like, oh, I'm there, I've made it,
Yeah.
well, then you're not going to continue to strive towards that thing.
Yeah.
And the pro guys, they're like, yes, they've made it and they're there and they're wanting to stay there. Like, that's their goal. Like, their goal is still to get better within where they're at. They just understand that it just takes more boringness
Yeah.
and the ability to smartly adjust.
Yeah.
So
And they may be more in tune.
they're definitely more in tune with their body. And, you know, like, there's so many other factors. Like, they got kids, they got a busy life outside. So, like, some days they'll come in and, like, you know, the guys with newborns, you're like,
How'd you sleep?
You don't look so good. They're like, yeah, you know, the baby was up 6 times last night. I maybe got 3 hours of sleep, broken up.
Combined,
Yeah, and you're like, okay, awesome. Like, thanks for sharing. Now we'll do something different today. We'll still get value out of it because our goal is increasing your performance,
Yeah.
not increasing your strength, not increasing your power. It's performance.
Yeah, the outcome goal.
And because that's our goal, it's like we could just roll and stretch today, and you're going to get one step closer to increasing your performance.
Yeah, like.
So we've achieved our goal.
Yeah, and you're not gonna like. You'd be a bad strength coach if you're like gonna be like, oh, tough. Yeah, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Time to work. Like you just try and beat them while they're down. You're not making anybody better. And I think that's the end goal, is just to make somebody better.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not losing sight of that.
Yeah.
And then because we're focusing on these young kids right now, where we're at in our season, a kid can come in and maybe for the last 2 weeks they've done a skater squat really well. And then for whatever reason this week they just don't have it.
Yeah.
You try and coach them to get them to understand again, they can't do it. So you're like, well, now we're going to just regress this exercise so you can accomplish the goal a little differently and then get better.
We're still moving.
So it's that adaptability to understand where the athlete is with their personal development and doing what they need to do.
Yeah. I think when we first started working together years ago, you would say that one of your weaknesses was letting go of the structured plan.
Yeah.
And now you try to.
I'm so mature.
Yeah, it's just really a lot of personal growth.
I'm like a flower.
Yeah. Just newly
I've
reborn
really
in the spring.
bloomed.
But it's one of those things that now you see the value in yes, having a plan, but also being able to modify the plan.
Yeah, no, I think anyone that knows me knows that I'm very rigid and structured.
Yeah.
And
I'm not.
It is to understand the value of, when do I need to deviate from this? Because otherwise it's detrimental. And if you're on the other side, we're like, oh, I'm just free flowing. I'll just do whatever I feel like, whenever I feel like, oh, I feel like doing box jumps. Oh, and then I'm going to do agility work, and then I'm going to go for a run. I'm going to come back and do sprints. And then you're like,
what a great workout.
We're just like, no, you settle down. You're very erratic.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
You're all over the place. You're not going to get better. So you have that other side of the continuum there where you're just spectrum, where you're just so crazy with your training.
Yeah, and you're so all over the map.
Yeah.
Once again, you see someone on Instagram and you're like, hey, why am I not doing that? And you know what? I don't ever want to say that there's nothing to gain from some of the stuff on Instagram. And actually, you kind of taught me that early on, was don't assume that you can't learn something from someone, even if they're not quite someone you would say is an expert. They still might bring you something or a different way of looking at it. So it's okay, there might be some value in some exercise that some athlete sees on the internet, but you still need a plan. You still need to work that in.
Well, you have to have enough knowledge, and experience to know, okay, how do I utilize this thing? Where does this fit in?
Yeah, and then it's great. We can make that work. We totally can. We can bring that in. But it just can't be a random mess.
No, and that's so when you're just I went on social media and I just this was a cool exercise, this was a cool exercise, this one looks like it's gonna help. And then I just did a quick Google search on how to put them together.
Yeah.
And you're just that textbook learning versus practical learning of what actually works in a real environment, what kids are actually capable of doing safely.
Yeah.
Is completely different.
Completely. And it makes it so, like you said, it kind of looks boring sometimes. There's some stuff that's once you start progressing a little bit, it looks really cool, it's fun to do, but... And
you still don't do a lot of it, though, because you're too much of it is going to have negative, returns.
Yeah, we're just, we're back to beating a dead horse. We're we're not getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And that's fine.
You're sprints are great, but if you did 50 sprints in a day...
You're cooked. Now you're just doing conditioning work.
Now you're gotten slower. You're just doing conditioning, and your athlete's so sore they can't do it the next day.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's okay. One of the things that I learned over the last few years of being a strength coach with athletes of every level is what am I trying to get out of this training session? Is it a conditioning day? Great. That's half of the word of strength and conditioning, right? we're gonna have to put the kids through some stuff.
Yeah.
But is that the goal or not? Like, if the goal is to get faster, and we're doing sprints, am I gonna do 6 sprints in a row with no rest?
I hope not.
No. You're gonna sprint, walk back, recover to the point where you're hopefully at 90 to 100%. So your next sprint is good quality.
Well,
I don't want you to be bagged by the time you do your 4th sprint, because now our mechanics are bad, and now we're not attacking like the actual goal.
and recover to the point where the athlete's like, can I go? And you're like, no, not yet.
Yeah.
Because, well, you're not breathing heavy, and nor should you breathe heavy from a 20-meter sprint.
Yeah.
Your nervous system isn't recovered yet.
Yeah.
So while you don't feel that, you have to take that rest. Yeah. Because the goal isn't like, we're lucky here because we can do it with our timing gates, where we can just watch and be like, okay, your drop off is too big now.
You're getting worse.
You're getting worse, so let's just stop.
Yeah.
Where
and then that's great for the athletes, because like
they can see it.
They're
Yeah,
like,
and
"Oh,
understand.
I'm getting worse. I need to rest.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, all it took was some numbers on a screen.
Yeah.
Like, I've been trying to tell you that for 5 years, and suddenly we have a timing gate that says 314 instead of 299, and you're like, oh,
I should
tired.
probably
I
rest.
should rest. It's like, God, there's my job. I've been replaced by timing gates. They're good timing gates, though.
Well, like the neat thing with that level of equipment is like the athletes visually now understand.
Yeah.
And then they're like, they can easily correlate it to what we're saying.
Yeah, we get some backup from
Yeah.
the data, which
they're
is
like,
nice.
They're like, oh yeah, no, that makes sense now. So then the next time we do say it, they're bought in.
Yeah, I'm not just lying. Which is fine. If that's what it takes, we'll give them some data. But
Yeah.
good luck getting a youth athlete to stop sprinting, though, when they have the number on there. They're like, I'm getting faster.
You're like, all right, the number's getting higher.
Yeah.
Have you spent much time in school?
Yeah, so we're not going for a new high score. But, yeah.
This is like golf. The lower
Yeah.
the number, the better.
Exactly, yeah.
I got one more set here.
Yeah, this is my last thing.
Oh, man.
I'm cooked. You bring the cameras out, I gotta make sure I do everything perfectly. It's frustrating. My 30 seconds has to be legitimately 30 seconds.
Yeah, they better be 35 because you know
exactly.
someone's
Just
counting.
It'll build a buffer in, yeah.
Someone's counting. They're like, yeah, comment. He only did 30 seconds.
Yeah, you're gonna timestamp my video and be like, at 26 minutes in, Ryley said he was doing a 30-second plank and he did it for 20 seconds. He talked the whole time.
He did it for 28.
I've lost count. I have no idea how long I've been here.
At least 5 seconds.
Good, yeah. It feels like a lifetime. I can just feel my scap just like pushing through my back.
You know what really helps is when someone comes and they start to push on you, just a little bit more tension.
Yeah. That's got to be enough time. Yeah.
Okay.
They can tell me in the comments. 30-second blank's not even that hard.
Yeah, when you're not doing it right.
Yeah, you're talking the whole time. Okay. One of the things I've started to try and get better at is like properly recording everything.
Yeah.
Like whether it's Team Builder or whatever, like I've just got
Even notes file, like just tracking.
Yeah, I just have my sheets now.
Yeah.
So like me knowing exactly what it says, like, okay, my day today is like a squat pattern and a vertical pull pattern. So like I wanted to get better at single leg squats. So I'm doing that, and then I'm doing chin-ups, and then I'll couple that. And I can see like week to week, when I first started, like I was just getting those eccentrics. I wasn't even getting the concentric side of things. So like now I can tell that, okay, as of this week, I've now moved up, and now I'm moving through both phases of the movement.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, great, tangible change.
Well, and when you're tracking it, you're like, oh, I can see the progression I made, so it allows me to stick to this boringness a little easier.
Yep.
Because I literally visually can see it. The other cool thing is that habit that you're building of consistency is there, because you're like, every time I say I'm going to do this thing, I do this thing, then I track this thing.
Yeah.
So I've kind of checked it off this mental checklist, and now I'm building the skill of doing the things I say I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And like, right, like when people talk about motivation, you're like, motivation is like a cheerleader. Like it only lasts so long. You need the discipline. And when you create the discipline like this, what you're doing, it's just way easier to show up.
Oh yeah.
Because you're like, I don't feel like doing it. However, I'm somebody who shows up.
It's Tuesday.
It's Tuesday. I just do it.
That's my Tuesday workout.
Yeah.
I have to do it. Yeah. And it's like one of the, like, there's, people underestimate like that kind of value. Like the value in saying you're going to wake up at a certain time, waking up at that time, saying you're going to work out and what workout you're going to do that day.
Yeah.
Actually doing it.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's little things. Like, oh, I'm going to go shoot pucks for 45 minutes. Great. Awesome. Make sure you go do that thing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's just talk. But
because nothing's worse than saying, I'm going to go shoot pucks for 45 minutes, realizing then you don't have 45 minutes or you don't do it for 45 minutes, and then subconsciously you're like, oh, I'm kind of a failure.
yeah, or I'm pissed off that I didn't go do that because
Yeah.
I said I was going to do that, and I'm somebody who does what I say.
Yeah, so you're better off to be like, you know what, I'm going to go shoot for 10 minutes and then do 15.
Yeah, exactly. So that's like more along the lines of like attainable and like realistic goals. People talk about SMART goals all the time. And our specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, time-based, like, that's all great. The one that's the most important, I think, is realistic. Like, what are you actively going to do? But I also am a huge fan of setting huge goals that are really, really hard.
Yeah, those are like in the future though.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
like your realistic, tangible things need to be your day-to-days. Like you can't say like, oh, I'm going to work out for 3 hours every day. And you're like, one, that's not feasible. Two, I don't even have the energy to do that. I don't have the time to do that. Like there's just so much that will prevent you from doing it.
Yeah.
So why even set that?
Yeah, exactly. But
Now-
then knowing what you can accomplish and then basing your goals off of like your previous achievements.
Yeah.
Like me telling you earlier today, like I ran 5K every Sunday last year. Well, now I'm going to run 10K every Sunday this year. And now I've said that, and it's on film, and it's on Instagram, and now I got to do it.
Yeah, well now
I was going to do it anyways, even if nobody saw it. But
everyone's going to hold you to it.
yeah, I'm going to hold me to it.
That and your plank.
Yeah, fuck the internet.
All right, one more set in this workout. And then
And then we're toast, yeah.
that's a good Tuesday.
Yeah. Did we cover everything we wanted to cover?
Well,
And then some probably? Should be
Yeah.
yapping.
it's just like there's so much confusion out there, right? Like we live in an awesome world where there's a shit ton of information.
Oh, yeah.
At the same time, though, the negative of that is you can get easily overloaded and pulled in 1,000 different directions.
Yeah.
So you're like, what should I do for my kid? Like, what's actually gonna help them? Because like those developmental years, that window's small. Like you don't have a lot of time to figure it out.
Yeah.
You kind of have to have a structured plan and just follow it,
Yeah.
right? And you don't want to look back and like I know I look back at my career. I'm like, man, I wasted a lot of time
too.
that I'll never get back. Because like as you get older, they're like, yeah, well, you and this guy are the same skill, or maybe you're a little bit better. He's 2 years younger than you.
Yeah.
So like in the next 2 years, technically he should be better than you where you're at right now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna take that guy.
And you and I have the excuse that we didn't know any better
Yeah.
because it just wasn't out there, right? At least that's what I'm going to say. But now there isn't. There's no excuse, right? Like, the simplest thing is functional movement patterns are irreplaceable. Like, if you can build a strong foundation and you can learn how to move properly, especially in youth athletes, like the best athletes, it's simply down to coordination and the ability to move your body.
Yeah.
Can you put yourself where you need to be
Yeah.
to be successful at your sport?
Well,
And
you
once
just
you're in that position, are you stable? Are you solid?
just look at the fastest and the most successful NHL hockey players. They're by far the most coordinated.
yeah.
They are the most in control, and allows them to do what they need to do.
Yep. And I don't want to open that can of worms because this would be an entirely different topic. I could probably talk for 45 minutes on early specialization.
Yeah.
Go
But
play.
you know what? That'll be our next one.
Yeah.
Plug the next time.
Yeah.
Next time we'll talk more about why early specialization and forcing your kid to play one sport is actually going to make them worse at that sport.
So, in closing, the biggest thing for the hockey parents is just understanding that when you skip stuff along the developmental stages, while you think you're speeding up their development, you're actually hurting it and slowing it down.
Yeah.
So think like you got to walk long enough before you can start to run, and then before you even start to sprint, right? If we use that analogy.
100%.
So like, don't skip these steps thinking you're getting them better, because you're actually getting them worse. So appreciate you guys being here. It was great for us because we got a workout in.
Yeah.
We got to talk shop, and
Always, every Tuesday.
we got to look forward to the next episode.
Absolutely, man.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, well done.